that match was just gifted to him by the referees, and in his place, I wouldn't even talk about it. With the proper refereeing, he will get destroyed. If he still wants to cheat, I might hang him up on the Freedom Square here in Tbilisi.
So finally, Levan Saginashvili has also jumped into the already controversial situation between Todd and Irakli with his controversial remarks to make it even more controversial. Levan's remarks like he doesn't consider Todd to be the real champion of East versus West. He doesn't consider him to be the true champion because if the match was refed properly, which it wasn't, then Todd Hutchings would get destroyed by Irakli. The result of that match should be null and void as per Levan. I think both parties are missing some points here and they are incorrect about at least some of the aspects on this situation. Both parties, I mean Levan and Irakli, and of course Todd Hajings, and I'm here to correct them. So let's first talk about Todd Hajings' video which he uploaded on his channel. Surprisingly, he didn't talk about the Irakli versus his match. He chose the Rostam Babayev match, which no one was complaining about. Maybe Todd chose that match to show the hypocrisy of the fans, hypocrisy of the athletes, and also the referees because they missed some aspects in that match which were not talked about in the previous match. So, first thing which Todd talked about was all slips going to the straps, and the example which he showed, there was an elbow foul before the slip.
All slips go to the straps. Sometimes. That's what they mean. Not all slips go to the straps. Frustrating when your whole plan is, oh, if all slips go to the straps, I will gladly eat a foul to get into the straps.
How is it not common sense? If there's an elbow foul which the referee considers to be an elbow foul, which is big enough, not a micro foul which they are directed to ignore, then whatever happens after that elbow foul, it doesn't matter. It's still an elbow foul. You cannot get the straps. So Uncle Todd was saying that in all of the rules meetings which he has attended, and he has attended all of them, there was always a discussion about all slips going to straps, but they don't follow that rule. How will they follow that rule if there was an elbow foul before that? So I remember a couple of years ago when this rule change was made by Engin, I talked about that in my video and Engin immediately messaged me. He was like, Pradeep, you forgot to mention that all slips go to straps except elbow fouls. And I was like, Engin, isn't it common sense? Are we explaining it to 3-year-olds who won't understand that if there is an elbow foul, then it won't go to the straps? Because all slips go to strap basically means that these slips, the losing position slips, they won't be losses anymore. There is no such thing as a slip in a losing position. It's just a slip, a regular one. That's what the rule change was for, not to compensate for elbow fouls. So that first point, I didn't understand what Todd Hajings was trying to say. Maybe I'm missing something there. Then he was showing small elbow foul. This Uncle Todd is not a small elbow foul. A small elbow foul is something which you have to watch on slow motion. You cannot see it real time. You have to watch replays. That was not a small elbow foul. I don't know in what world this should be considered as a small elbow foul. Then Todd showed some elbow fouls on himself and on Rustam which were not called. I personally don't think that these are elbow fouls. There are like two parts of elbow. You can clearly see, like at least from the skinny guys, that there is this one bone here and then there is this bone here. I'm quite sure, or surprised I should say, why arm wrestling has not figured out yet what is an elbow. Like where's the definition of elbow? We see Michael Todd complaining to the referees every single event that his elbow is this big. So maybe there should be some marking done on the elbow before that. But to me it should be this inner part, not this outer part. And this outer part was out of the pad in the example which Todd Hajings showed. So these were the basic things. Then Todd was saying that excellence over victory. If I get robbed in 50 matches out of 1000 and I get benefited by wrong calls in 50 out of 1000, then it basically balances out and the rest 900 matches are proper. So why even complain? And to me this thing makes total sense. It's good that Todd considers that he still has that many matches left in his arm wrestling career, which is awesome. And I would like to add a couple of points here. Todd Hajings was able to prove that it was in fact Rustam who moved first in the referee's grip and he was just reacting to it. And yet Todd was the one who got the foul from the referee. Basically, it was a restart. So Todd was trying to say that he also gets robbed by the referees sometimes, and yet he chooses to never complain.
Remember, I lost 8 straight rounds to this guy, and he's the best hooker in the world. I told Susie and I told all my training partners I was willing to lose 4 straight matches in a hook, but I wanted to win this match inside.
And the second point was Todd's mention of the word excellence. But what about the excellence for the referees? How can they be excellent if they ignore fouls? Because consistency cannot be there. But then he was also saying that soon we'll have to bring our lawyers because the reffing is getting controversial and it wouldn't be easy. It'll be really difficult to watch. You know what's the easy solution, Uncle Todd? To keep your elbow on the elbow pad. That's the easiest solution. An elbow foul is a compensation for something. Your body feels like it is going to lose, your arm is going to go down. That's why subconsciously it compensates for that by lifting the elbow. Otherwise, you would lose the match. Levan doesn't consider this as a win from Todd. He said that if I won in such a manner against Hermes Gasparini, I wouldn't even call it a win. I would basically tell Hermes that we need to do a rematch and then we'll agree to have a rematch. So this is basically what is already happening. So even if they cancel the result of this match, Todd Hajings still stays the champion. The belt doesn't automatically get shifted to Irakli Zirakashvili or automatically get taken away from Todd Hajings. And the rematch is already happening. So whatever Levan wants is already happening. I'm not sure what he's complaining about. One good thing which he said, for arm wrestlers, these 6 rounds are their life. This is what we all work for our entire life. So it should be strict. My only problem with these loose rules, and by the way, I've said this thing before as well, I'll say it again. If you have ever said that strict rules kind of rob the fans from their viewing experience and it shouldn't be done, then you have completely lost the right to ask for fair reffing. Because with loose rules, fair reffing, by fair I mean same for both, it is impossible. Because what is a microfoul? That's an imaginary concept. You cannot write the definition of a microfoul, because then you'll have to include how many centimeters or how many millimeters above the elbow pad should be considered as a microfoul. Gather the smartest people in the world, bring in the scientists and ask them to write the definition of a microfoul. They cannot write it. And that's the reason why there is no written definition of a microfoul, because it doesn't exist. It's an imaginary concept. Sometimes this guy will get robbed, sometimes that guy will get robbed, and it will keep on going. So I think that's my take on this. There's nothing to complain about. I don't think Irakli would have won. Definitely he wouldn't have destroyed Todd Hutchings even if the rules were fair. Please correct me in the comment section if you think I'm saying something wrong.